demonstration now of Apple CarPlay, and happy to give a demonstration for iMagazine in Poland. So here is the Ferrari user interface. This is the Ferrari screen, and we'll show you how to get into Apple CarPlay. And here, I'll touch this button and get straight away into Apple CarPlay. So we support a number of different applications that are all provided from the phone, and the phone is in the center console. It's connected with a cable. I can show you if you'd like. So here it is.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, and then but we put the phone away and then use the screen to connect or to get content from the applications and to use them just like I would on the phone. But the address book is mine, for example.
Who would you like to call?
John Appleseed.
Calling John Appleseed.
And then we can use Siri to make phone calls like we just did. But if we also want to use our address book or our favorites, those are all right here too. And here they are. So here are a bunch of my favorites, recents, and other contacts. And that's the phone application. Very similar to the iOS app, although it's specially designed for the car. And now here, let's look at music. I'll show you the main music screen, and you can listen to internet radio. Here's iTunes Radio. Great way to listen to a lot of music and start music playing and listen to it for your whole drive. We'll show you, let's say, Pure Pop. And we can also listen to my music. So my music is in playlists or artists. So here we have a long list of artists, and I can jump around the alphabet quite easily, jump through the list. Or here on playlists, I can, for example, choose a road trip playlist and choose a song to play from there. And we have the right controls for the music that's playing here. We can't shuffle, for example, iTunes Radio.
So is this screen connected to your phone?
Yeah. Oh, the phone is connected to the car, and then what's being shown on the screen, these images are coming from the phone. This is controlled by the phone.
Okay.
And then let's look at maps. Here we are at Pal Expo. And I can choose a destination. Of course, I can just ask Siri to take me somewhere, but I can also choose from a list of destinations. Here are a bunch of recents, but then I can also look down, and here are some suggestions from iOS, from my phone. So my phone knows that I got an email from David Martinez with an address in it. And as soon as the phone found an address in an email, it put it in this suggested destinations list so that I'd have it available to me when I came to the car. And I can use these, or if I want to search for somewhere new to go.
Where would you like to go?
Find a French restaurant.
I found 12 restaurants pretty close to you.
So I can look through restaurants here and choose somewhere. I maybe want to go here and see where it is. So maybe I look at some of the other ones and say, yes, I want to go to this one, and I hit start.
Starting route to Bistratuberfurge.
Yeah.
Head northwest.
Start navigation.
And then we start navigation, and here we have a great interface for turn-by-turn directions. I think it looks beautiful on this screen. And look on this integrated screen, it's right where I want it, right within arm's reach, and it's easy to interact with here. And I can end the route. And then that's maps. One thing I love that Ferrari did was that within CarPlay, I can jump. I want to go to the phone application. I can jump there with these hard buttons here, or I can jump to, or I can jump back into the Maps application from wherever I am. I can go into these different applications. So that now I'll touch on messages.
To whom shall I send this?
Scott.
Okay, what do you want to say to Scott Miller?
Let's get lunch soon.
Your message to Scott Miller says, let's get lunch soon. Ready to send it?
Send it. And I
Okay, I'll send it.
I can use the buttons that we saw on the screen to go quickly through that Siri conversation. But I could also, if I want to keep my hands on the steering wheel, I can just talk to Siri, which is really, really the best way to interact with your phone.
And we have the dedicated button for Siri.
Yes, I have a dedicated button back here. And this button, if I press and hold on it, I can talk to Siri directly. Oops, let's see what I got from Scott Miller.
You have a message from Scott Miller. I'll set something up. Would you like to reply?
No, thank you.
That's the last message.
And then I can use this Siri button. Let's say I can ask anything. What's the weather in Geneva?
Looks like nice weather coming up in Geneva today. Up to 50 degrees and partly sunny. Looks like sun, and more sun tomorrow through Monday.
So you can ask Siri anything by pressing and holding this button as well, right? Okay, so here's my list of messages within the Messages application, and you can choose a conversation if you would like to, for example, send something to Brian Delaney. I could also just tap on his name.
Okay, so we first we plug in the phone, then we can show everything on the screen.
That's right. So once you have to have your phone plugged in, and then the Apple CarPlay feature is available. We also, because listening to audio content is so important in the car, we also made it available to applications that are audio in nature. They can modify and update their application to be compatible with CarPlay. So on this iPhone, I have podcasts, Spotify, and a few other apps too, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, that all support Apple CarPlay. And if I touch on one of these apps, you'll see their CarPlay interface. So here I can choose something from my iHeartRadio favorites, for example, a Beatles stream. And then I can choose to give this song a thumbs up. These are options that iHeartRadio has built into their application that's compatible with CarPlay.
So can we download the app from the Apple Store?
So when CarPlay is available in iOS in an upcoming software release, then applications can then update to be compatible with CarPlay. Yes. So, and they're just updates, right? If I have audio applications on my device that aren't compatible with CarPlay, they won't show up here. Also, if I don't have one of these apps on my phone, it won't be on my screen, right? So it's very personal. It's whatever applications you've decided to download, those are the applications you can use here.
Yes.
And then to get back to the FF interface, I can tap here. They've done a really great job of integrating audio and video in the way that we imagine. And so this is so you can listen to the radio if you would like to from your Ferrari. You can also go into the Apple CarPlay interface and look at maps, for example. But then if you decide you want to listen to iTunes radio, then we can do that as well. Let's listen to dance radio. And then it moves over to CarPlay. Now you can listen to CarPlay content. And if I want to listen to CarPlay content, we can sit there and listen to any of these. We can also go back and look at, let's say, our FF settings. Right, so that's integrated very well, and you can do all of these different combinations that you might be interested in. And then I'll go back to CarPlay, and if I hit now playing, what that lets me do, it takes me directly into whatever app is currently playing, and so that I can pause or use the controls. Here, we're connected on a USB cable.
Oh, that's very easy. Yes.
Yeah.
So
and
this can charging your phone?
Yes.
Oh.
It's charging my phone, and it's also getting all of the data to the Ferrari system to show Apple CarPlay on the screen.
So all the phone's information will show in display.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.